So today what we're doing is a two-way player sim. That's right, another career sim. I know I've been bashing them lately, but I have a way to kind of get around today's video. I've done a little test sim already just to kind of work around it, and I figured out a way to do it, and I think we should be good to go. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna hop into it. We're gonna do a Babe Ruth player sim, a replay of his career, and see if we can get anywhere near the numbers that he put up in real life. Obviously, baseball back then to today is a completely different animal. It's a completely different game. And of course, you know, Babe Ruth was playing against plumbers. He was playing against part-timers. It just was a different era of baseball, right? Slow pitch softball type pitchers. It was just a different game. Obviously, he still is considered one of the greats. The numbers that he did put up were unbelievable, pitching and hitting. And that's why I want to do a player career sim or a replay of his career today. So let's get into it. I hope you do enjoy it. If you do, hit that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoy the content. And of course, drop in the comment section, is Babe Ruth one of the greats? You know, just let me know your thoughts on Babe Ruth, like the differences between the eras, whatever it is. You got more player sims that you want to see or other videos, let me know down below. Of course, follow all social media links that are down in the description, and that's really about it. So let's get into it. We're gonna have the DH on in both leagues. The extra inning rule is gonna be off, and then we're gonna hop into it. Everything's gonna be on auto manage, and there is one thing that I need to tweak immediately. So sliders, that's gonna be low. The user settings, I'm gonna go mode specific. I'm gonna make sure the lineups are on manual. Everything else can be on auto, that's fine. And then apply those changes. Let me double check that injuries are off as well. Let me make sure that is off. All right, cool. So we should be good there. So now let's do the other couple moves that I gotta do. I gotta get rid of him. I gotta add Babe Ruth to the 40 man and then call him into the majors. So now what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna send down, like, I don't know, let's see who's a player that needs to be sent down. We'll go with Josh Taylor just for now. So let's talk about Babe Ruth. Starter right now, as you can see in the top right hand corner, we do need to get a certain amount of innings pitched, games played as a position player, so we'll definitely tweak that when need be. But what we got here is Babe Ruth. He's in the 60s for his pitching stats, so that way he does have room to develop. I've also made his fielding stats very, very low. That way we can just focus on the hitting stats and the pitching stats developing over time. With that being said, these are currently his hitting stats. The one issue that I noticed with him is his discipline is a little bit low. So I am going to go in there. I am going to tweak it just a little bit. I'm going to bump it up to 70. And then otherwise I noticed that it just... He just didn't know how to hit a baseball. So like I said, I've done a little test sim. I've noticed that discipline was a huge issue. And then other than that, everything else went very, very well. I'm not going to boost the contact up. I'm not going to mess with anything else. I just want to get the discipline up a little bit because I noticed that during the test sim, the discipline was a huge thing. And that was dragging his offensive numbers down quite a bit. And because of that, he was actually decreasing over time. And then as soon as I tweaked the discipline, he was growing. His potential was going up. His overall was going up. Everything about him, or he at least was holding his rating once he hit the high to mid 90s. So clearly there's just like one or two attributes that you need to tweak during career sims to make it work. And I think this was the one that was useful for Babe Ruth. So we're going to see how it goes going forward with this. I laid it all out for you guys. These are his hitting numbers. These are his pitching numbers. Obviously going to have that normal contract. The quirks has this right now, and then we have his pitches. Obviously pitchers back in the day weren't throwing crazy junk or anything like that, maybe like a spitball or something, but we're just gonna rock with the 4-seam, the 2-seam, the curve, and the change. Even a changeup sounds a little wild. I don't know why, but I doubt they were out here throwing slurves or crazy this and that and the other thing. I'm probably just assuming he was just trying to blow it by people as fast as possible. So, and as fast as possible back then, we're probably not seeing Randy Johnson numbers. So we're going to hop into this. We got Babe Ruth, and you're probably thinking, well, why didn't I just use an MLB The Show version of him? If I use an MLB The Show version of him, I can't change the age. I can't change the attributes. So actually, I probably could have changed the attributes. I just can't change the age, and I can't really tweak other things about it. So I just rocked with this. Let's make him a two-way player. Let's get him into the lineup. So right away, pitching rotation, he's going to be... We'll put him in the 5 spot right now. Maybe go something a little like this. And then lineup wise, let's get him as the DH. and then we'll go kind of something like this. We'll just drop him in the lineup, and then the other DH, we'll throw him in there, and then we'll get Devers back in at third, and then just drop him a little bit down in the lineup as well. So there we go. He's in the DH spot. He's in the rotation. Once he hits that 20 games of innings pitched, then I can change his secondary, and I will also make him an outfielder because that's the majority of where he played during his career. So now let's just get into it. Let's start simming. Okay, so the season's over. Let's take a look. No postseason awards, maybe. I doubt it because I kind of checked in on what he was doing. It wasn't great. We'll take a look, and maybe though, maybe. No. All right, let's see. Rookie of the year wasn't even in the top 3. So let's go take a look. Let's see how he did. He's up to an 85, which is a big jump. What was that, 4 overall? And like I said, pitching numbers are going to be a little bit low because I still wanted to have him have some growth. So that's good to see. We're seeing the growth there. Offensively, the power versus lefties went down, but everything else went up. So like I said, we're going to see growth. And I think having that discipline go up a little bit is going to help us out as well. So now let's go take a look and look at his stats. So we went 9-14 on the year, almost 200 innings pitched. Not a bad season at all. Not a bad year at all, actually. I'll take that. I'll definitely take that. Let's go take a look at his offensive numbers now. Definitely down, and it's because the contact numbers are low. So once those start to go up a little bit more, we could tweak them. It's just I was worried that if I bumped them up a little bit too much, that he would reach his high potential too quickly, and we'd be in a little bit of trouble. I guess I could lower the fielding some more, but then, then we're starting to manipulate it a little bit too much. And I feel like it's a good start. It's a good start. I know, actually, I think I looked at Babe Ruth's first actual season, and he was okay. He wasn't, at 19 years old, he actually only played in 5 games, and then he played in 42 games the next year and was actually decent. But then his 21-year-old season, he played 67 games, and he kind of was okay. So we're gonna have a little bit of a learning. He's got to learn to play some baseball. All right. So we're replaying the career. We got to see how it goes. So let's keep moving forward. It's only season 1. Pitching wise, he was really good. We just got to hope those hitting numbers start to improve a little bit quicker. Season's over. Not ideal that we didn't win anything. Oh, nope. No league leaders either. Maybe an award that he may have snuck into. Anything at all? Anything? Maybe like a DH situation? Nope. Okay. So let's go take a look and see how things went. So pitching wise, again, he's still developing, which is good to see. Offensively, that is what I want to see. There we go. So let's take a look at his stats. Let's see how we did for the season. 200 innings pitched. Definitely took a step back in pitching. So what was it that went down? His walks per 9. I think we will be okay getting around it. So we'll have to wait and see how he does. I mean, 18 quality starts is still not bad. And you know what? I fully expect him to kind of hover up and down in the ERA and whip. It's just how two-way players do in franchise. But offensively, it looks like he did take a step up too. More home runs, less hits, but less at-bats as well. But at least the numbers went up, right? You can see the average on base percentage, slugging, OPS. So that's good to see. Okay, so we'll continue to monitor it. Everything else is looking good though. I'm actually thinking that might have been the move. Just making sure the discipline was a little high, and then maybe having the fielding numbers be a little bit lower is probably definitely the move, just because that has such an inflation. It weighs so heavily, I should say, on the overall. If you have a really high fielding stat, you normally have a little bit higher of an overall, because I think they said that, I think SDS said that the average fielding number was 60. So he's already considered above average fielding wise. So, man, maybe I need to start just making players garbage in the field. And that's what we're going to have to do. But let's get into season 3. But so far, so good. All right, we're in season 3. Maybe an award, maybe a league leader. All right, Chris Sale just balled out. So he probably won Cy Young. He did it. Okay. All right. Fair, I guess. Let's see what we got here. Babe Ruth's up to a 92. Pitching numbers are still going up. Hitting numbers, the power went down, but everything else went up too. I am thinking about possibly moving the fielding down, maybe back into the 60s, because I feel like that is the only way that we can guarantee that he will continue to go up with his pitching attributes and his hitting attributes. And I feel like since the average is 60 as is, that might just be the best bet to start using player sims going forward. So let's see how he did pitching wise. a little bit worse than last year, but at the same time, like, less runs were allowed. So, like, it's okay. It's okay. He's still going up by quite a bit. So I fully expect him to be a crazy good pitcher in a season or two. Same thing with the hitting numbers. The power numbers are down, but if we look at his hitting numbers, like, the hits went up. It's just, you can see the extra base hits went down a little bit too. So it's okay. I definitely want to see him get some more at bats, develop a little bit more. So we'll have to see how things go. But I am gonna do that what we just talked about, where next season I am gonna hop into it. I'm gonna bump his numbers down fielding wise. I feel like that's probably just the best bet. That way we can avoid him hitting that 99 overall quicker. So let's get to the start of next season, and then we'll do it then. Oh, whoops. Let's go. Jeez, I want to sim, and it just was like, there we go. All right, I'll see you guys at the start of next season. I'll show you the move that I make with the attributes. All right, let's go to Babe Ruth. Like I said, we're gonna drop the fielding down. So let's just bring it into like the low 60s, and we'll do that. Honestly, if he's out here making 97 errors a season, I don't care. I really don't. I'm more worried about the fact that, you know, you can see he already dropped. How many ratings did he drop down? Quite at least one, just by dropping him down to the 60s. So we'll see. I'm not too worried about it. Let's check his potential. It should still be at 99. It is. So we're just gonna leave it as is. I got to make sure that he is the DH. So we'll throw him in there, and we throw him here. We'll get Xander back into the shortstop spot. Bump him up a little bit. Put it right here, and let's go. Let's see how this goes. Season 4. Hopefully we get like our breakout season for Babe Ruth. All right, again, Red Sox are garbage. That's okay. I'm not here for the Red Sox. I'm here for Babe Ruth. Sorry, Red Sox fans. That's just how it's going to be. So, any other, like, Silver Slugger? Maybe is he the DH? No. Okay, so what's going on here? Is he the top pitcher now? No. Okay, so he just wasn't a DH. I wonder what happened there. Okay, Babe Ruth, 95 overall. Continuing to go up in rating. We're already up to a 95, which is crazy. So I'm gonna continue to drop that fielding stat. So don't worry, I won't keep bringing it up. Just know that if you see the negatives on the fielding numbers, it's because I'm continuing to drop it so that we can at least have him develop pitching wise and hitting wise. Because as you can see, we're still getting numbers in the positive direction for his development. So now let's take a look at his pitching numbers. 10 and 15. I'll take that. If we can hover around like a 3.6, 3.7 ERA for his career, the whip around 1.2, 1.3, I'll take that as a win. Two-way players do struggle for pitching, but so far I'm liking what I'm seeing. Hitting wise, we had our best year. 375 at bats, not ideal. I definitely would like to get him more at bats. As you can see, he does have the secondaries of the outfield, but good average, good on base percentage, good OPS. Overall, a good year. I just need more home runs. The guy hit 700 home runs in his career. We're going to need to step up our numbers. We're only at 69. So we definitely need to see some more. Let's see what happens. So he is a 95. And like I said, we'll tweak the fielding numbers. But outside of that, everything else is looking great. All right, season 5's in the books. Babe Ruth leading the league in strikeouts. That's what I like seeing. He actually was really high on the average too. Oh boy, I'm not gonna lie, I forgot to switch the fielding stat, so I'll definitely do that next year. So we'll keep an eye on that one. But yeah, you guys can see, I mean, the numbers are still going up. He's killing it offensively, still going up as well. So that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Pitching wise, 214 innings. We've got a great year, 3.33 or 3.32 ERA, a 1.1 whip. That is a solid season. I told you, we just got to be a little patient. We just got to do a couple of manipulations of some attributes as well. But so far, so good. I like what I'm seeing here. And then we take a look at his offensive numbers. 447 at bats, 150 hits, 19 home runs. So we're not going to come anywhere near the home run numbers that he put up in real life, but he is putting up really good offensive numbers. So we might see him more and more and more as the seasons progress, but I'm liking what I'm seeing. Like we're starting to get the numbers that I want to see. So this is great. Everything's looking good. No postseason baseball yet. He's got one more year before he hits free agency. 2026 will be the year he hits free agency. So let's see what happens. Ooh, the playoffs for the first time. What do we have? League leaders war for Babe Ruth. He isn't at the top for that, which I did see him. He hit 275, but let's see any other categories that he could potentially win. Maybe like a Gold Glove. No, I mean we have been killing his fielding numbers. But let's see. Babe Ruth's a 99. He's still going up. He's still going up. As you can see, I dropped the fielding down to 50. I said I wouldn't mention it anymore, but I think 50 is a good safe spot where we could keep him and have him develop a little bit more. You can see the numbers are still going up. Offensively, numbers are still going up as well. Let's take a look at his stats for the season. 11 and 13. It really just comes down to the team not being good. And as you can see, he's putting up really good pitching numbers. Really, really, really good pitching numbers. A 5.1 WAR. His strikeout numbers per 9 are at the highest. His home runs per 9 at the lowest. He's doing well. He's doing well. Offensively, how did we do this year? 25 home runs. I will take those numbers. That is a good season. We're starting to see prime Babe Ruth now. I need more than 25 home runs considering prime Babe Ruth was probably hitting like 90 home runs against the plumbers he was playing. 54 and 59. We're gonna need some of those seasons. It's gonna be tough, but we'll have to wait and see how things go. So far, so good. Boom, there we go. All right, postseason time. They're eliminated. Doesn't matter. Now it's time for free agency, and this is where it's gonna get interesting. Is he gonna stay with the Red Sox or is he gonna leave? What is gonna happen? He is a free agent, and they don't have an offer attached to him, so you know what that means. It's time to see where he's gonna end up, and he is gonna be with the... Where's he gonna go? Where's he gonna go? Where's he gonna go? He is gonna end up with... Has he signed with anybody? He did, and he didn't get a notification. Did he come back? He did. He came back to the Red Sox. Okay, there it is. He came back to the Red Sox. He's gonna stick with the team on a big deal. Big deal till 2035. There we go. It's been a while since a player returned, and okay, I don't mind it. All right, first season back, and we still haven't seen an award. Oh, there we go. More league leading stats. We might have a Cy Young. It'll be interesting to see what happens here. No Cy Young. He finished second behind Brendan McKay because Brendan McKay had a better record. That's it. That was the only reason why. Brendan McKay had a better record, even though Babe Ruth had an overall better season. That's disappointing to see. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Babe Ruth, 98 overall, and let's see any numbers. Ooh, his hitting numbers took a little bit of a hit, but I wonder if that means his like actual production took a hit. Pitching wise, you know what, really good season. Offensively, again, really good year. I like seeing that. So I'm gonna double check his potential. I want to make sure that it does stay at 99, and it does. All right, cool. Everything else has been untouched besides his fielding. I've just been dropping it in the 40s, the 50s, just because I want him to continue to develop as a hitter and everything like that. And as you can see, besides the power versus lefties, everything else has been going up, even the pitching numbers. And pitching wise, he's been doing great. Hitting wise, he's been doing great. In the lineup, how does he compare with his other teammates? He's getting around the same amount of at-bats. I just need to see a little bit more power. Give me those home runs. That's what I need to see. I need some more home runs. Otherwise, crazy good numbers. I like it. We finally figured it out. Hopefully we can do career sims now going forward. But I think that's season 7 now. Let's leave it. If we get a crazy big year, I'll show you. Otherwise, let's just kind of coast. Actually, what was that, season 7? Yeah, I'll see you guys. Yeah, let's coast. I believe this is season 9. Babe Ruth had a good year. Pitching wise. I'm kind of interested to see if he did not win an award, which is disappointing, but he's sitting around 98. I feel like we've kind of hit the peak. 98, 99. He'll develop a little bit more. He'll also kind of go down a little bit too. So like I feel like this is kind of where we're at wise. He went down a little bit last year actually. So it looks like he kind of had a rebound season, but I feel like we've kind of hit the peak at where we're at potential wise / development wise. You can see we're probably around a 20 home run season, which is a little disappointing that we'll never see like the peak Babe Ruth where we're hitting home runs like crazy. If we wanted to, I guess we could, hop in, maybe bump it up to a 90 for his hitting stats. Just, maybe, just to kind of have a little fun with it and see what he could do. And then maybe bump it up once to the 90s, and then just let it decrease as the time goes by, because he's in season 9. He will probably start to decrease kind of soon. So maybe that's what we do for year 10, just to have a little fun with it, have a little bit of a different career sim, since we have been kind of manipulating the fielding stats as we've, allowed him to develop as time has gone by. So let's get to it. Let's get to the start of the season, and let's do that. Let's at least give him like mid 90s hitting stats, just to kind of see what happens. And then what we'll do is we'll leave it there, or maybe just max out his hitting stats and just kind of see what happens, because obviously we know Babe Ruth was a crazy good hitter, and he's actually been a little bit better of a pitcher in this than he has been a hitter. So let's have some fun with it. Let's see how many years he has left on his contract. He has a few. Let's do it. Let's have some fun. It's been a different career sim as is. I'm glad we know what we need to do going forward. So what we'll do here is, at the age of 27, we'll boost everything up to 29, up to 99. We'll go like this, and then from here on out, whatever happens. This is the end for Babe Ruth. We're gonna see what happens. We'll have some fun with it. Let's just see what happens. All right, so the season's over. Let's see what we got going on here. League leaders. I totally skipped it on accident. Let me see. Anything? Doesn't look like it. Awards. Nothing. All right, what do we got going on here? Babe Ruth, 97. So he did go down. Hitting attributes stayed the same. Less at bats. I don't like that. What about pitching numbers? How did he do? It was okay pitching wise, but I think we've got. Let's leave it. We've got our numbers. I don't care about pitching going forward. We're gonna leave it. Let's see how it goes. All right. Sadly, he lost a World Series appearance, but he did make the postseason MVP award, or win it, I should say, with 6 home runs and 14 RBIs. So he had quite the series. And you can see he is falling off. He is falling off at the age of 30, 12 years in the bigs. The hitting numbers, you can see they're going down, but he's actually putting up still really good numbers. So like I said, I'm just going to leave it as is, and we'll check in again at the end of his contract. I feel like that's the next point of his career. I'm going to let you guys think about this for a second. I'm in the year 2054, okay? 2054. I got Babe Ruth at 51 overall. He is 53 years old. He played in the MLB for 29 years, okay? I haven't touched his attributes since I last told you that I bumped up his hitting stats, and that was it. Look at his hitting stats still. I don't know if I could have. I think I could have kept going with him. He has been stuck here, and his pitching stats have gone down since he's hit free agency, but his hitting stats have been stuck here for, hold on, I took a screenshot and I need to see. It's been at least 15 years they've been stuck like this. So yeah, so there is some sort of glitch that I know that's in franchise, where sometimes if you offer a player a max contract, they'll continue to play. I wasn't doing that. I was only doing single year contracts because I noticed that his hitting stats were still this good. I figured we might as well put him in the lineup. All right, no quirks. I've literally just been going year by year and just keeping him in the lineup at the DH spot, and then I made him a reliever. And so by making him a reliever, he wasn't pitching as much because I was making him an everyday guy in the DH lineup. So let me show you his pitching stats. So you can see there were a couple seasons throughout the last, you can see that he had a couple appearances here and there. But basically since 2034, when his attributes were starting to fall off, he really hasn't pitched much. And that's when I kind of noticed he was already decreasing pretty quickly as a starter. Let's just make him a reliever, and I'll just throw him in the lineup every day as a hitter. So like I said, you do see that he did have some starts here and there. And his starts, he pitched 3,000 innings in his career. He finished with 176, 184 as a win and loss record. His ERA was 3.70 and his whip was 1.3. So again, it's not terrible. And as a pitcher, he finished with a 17.5 WAR. So yeah, again, here's his pitching attributes. They've definitely gone down over time, but the hitting attributes have literally been stuck like this for the last, I don't even know, like 15 years, it seems. It's absolutely insane. So now let's look at the fun part about this, that he's been in the lineup as a DH almost every single season besides the last two. Look at his numbers. He has 3,800 hits. He has 624 home runs, which I think Babe Ruth finished with like 700 and something home runs. Let's take a check. Take a look. 714. His career average, I'm not even going to try to compare because it's absolutely insane, but a 270 average and an 803 OPS. How many hits did we finish with? 3,800. Babe Ruth finished with 2,800. So we beat him on one category at least. So there's that. Let's go take a look at a WAR, or his WAR for his career. 49 exactly. So pitching wise, he wasn't amazing, right? But you know what? The hitting stats were absolutely insane, and I literally just kept him as the DH. The CPU would take him out from time to time, but I literally would just keep adding him to the DH role, and that's literally what he's just been doing. You can see he spent one season with the Rays, and then that was when his like original contract with the Red Sox ran out, and then I brought him back, and I was like, you know what? Let's just keep him in this DH role. Let's keep running with it. So maybe we're on to something here. Maybe we need to make pitchers relievers and then just put them in the DH role and keep them as hitters, and then that way they'll stay that way. So they're I don't know. It was a really weird sim. I did not expect him to go until 53 years old. Also, the fact that his hitting attributes have literally not gone up or down by a rating in the last like 10-15 years is super weird. I think we just got a really weird glitch, and if he doesn't make the Hall of Fame, I'll be surprised. There he is, Hall of Famer Babe Ruth. Let's end it there. Probably one of the weirdest sims. I've literally been sitting here just simming for hours. I think I did like 20 years since I last showed you guys, where I was just simming and simming and simming and simming. I literally went and got soup. I was getting hungry. I had to go get some pozole. I was starving. I was just sitting here just simming my life away. I needed some soup. I needed something to get me through the situation. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit that thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoyed the content. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.